Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the One Only, here with another exciting video. And in this video, I am going to be doing a Marvel Multiverse RPG solo play. So I'm going to be doing a session based off of X-Men 97. So I want to start this off by saying spoilers ahead for the end of X-Men 97. And if you haven't watched X-Men 97 yet, you may not understand some of the stuff that's going on here. Though I will say, the Beta Ray Bill stuff is kind of its own thing. Anyways, let's jump into it. After the events of X-Men 97, Magneto is warped away from the explosion of Asteroid M. Instead of appearing in ancient Egypt, like in the main timeline, in this alternate universe he is warped to planet Corbin. There, he encounters Beta Ray Bill, the defender of the planet. With his psyche left fractured after Xavier's tampering, Magneto is angrier than he's ever been. In an effort to gain the power he needs to ensure mutant supremacy, Magneto will not rest until he has taken the godlike power of Beta Ray Bill's Twilight Sword for himself. Will Magneto defeat Beta Ray Bill and become the god of mutants who will bring about mutant supremacy across the cosmos? Or will Beta Ray Bill defeat the Mad Mutant, defending both his godhood and the cosmos from Magneto's wrath? Now, we're going to jump right into combat. This is a big battle. We understand what's at stake here. If Magneto gets the Twilight Sword, he will become the mutant god and he will spread mutant supremacy across the cosmos. But if he does so, Beta Ray Bill will lose quite a bit. Not just because of the whole mutant supremacy over the cosmos thing, but because if you read Beta Ray Bill's bio, he's ugly in terms of like his people. His people do not accept him, and the Twilight Sword gives him an alternate form that allows him to appear as one of his own and be accepted by his people. The Twilight Sword is also what gives him his godhood. So even though his people don't accept his true form, Asgardians accept him as a true god. So without the Twilight Sword, Beta Ray Bill essentially becomes like a nobody. He wouldn't be accepted by his own people, he wouldn't be accepted by the gods, and Magneto would become a mad tyrant over the cosmos as the new god of mutants. So a whole lot's at stake here. This is a cool story idea that I came up with last night, while I was like laying down in bed, and I was like, yo, I have to play this out. So we're going to jump right into combat. They're fighting on planet Corbin. I'm going to be playing as Beta Ray Bill and as Magneto, because like I said, it's a solo play. Both are rank 5. Magneto in the normal game is a different rank, I believe. So this is actually a more fair matchup to have X-Men 97 Magneto versus Beta Ray Bill. They're pretty much tit for tat, as they say. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative. Okay, so Magneto got a 17. Beta Ray Bill got a 16, which means Magneto is going to go first in combat. Now, I am not familiar with how to play either of these characters. I'm just going to be honest. So what we're going to do first, because I think this is what Magneto would try to do in this situation. Remember, Magneto doesn't have any personal beef with Beta Ray Bill. His goal is, if I get the Twilight Sword and become a god, that I can bring about mutant supremacy. So he doesn't really care if Beta Ray Bill lives or dies, he just wants that blade. And luckily there's an action called Disarm that's all about trying to get somebody's weapon from them. Now, I will say that this action is a part of Tony's workshop, which means it's like early version rules that are currently being tampered with, practically homebrew, but it was created by the official rule makers of the game. So take all that with a grain of salt. Disarm might be pretty broken in situations like this, where a character just wants the iconic weapon of another character, and that's exactly the situation we're in. So let's play around with that. I haven't read all the rules on Disarm. I'm currently doing that now. Sometimes a character wants to disarm an opponent rather than attacking them directly. When that happens, try this approach. The character makes a close or ranged attack with trouble on an object or weapon held by someone else. If the attacker has already grabbed the target, ignore the trouble. Okay, so Magneto might benefit from just trying to grab first. Like, get a hold of him, then try to disarm. We'll see. Okay. Okay. If the attacker wants to disarm someone another character has grabbed, the trouble stacks with the normal rules for attacking entangled characters. Oh, that's interesting. If the attack succeeds, the target drops what they're holding in an adjacent space. On a fantastic success, the object or weapon is destroyed. Ooh, wait. So if Magneto succeeds too well, they won't get the Twilight Sword. The Twilight Sword will be destroyed. I have not thought about that. Oh, wait. Iconic weapons cannot be destroyed in this manner. Whew. I was about to say, I've thought through what'll happen if like Magneto wins and what'll happen if Beta Ray Bill wins, but I was like, I haven't actually planned for. Okay, but what if it gets destroyed somehow in the process? I was about to Jimmy Neutron brain blast it, like just try and figure out what would happen. That was almost kind of spicy for a little bit. Okay, let's see. Picking up and readying an item or weapon that was dropped due to a disarm requires an action. Okay, so if Magneto successfully disarms Beta Ray Bill, it's not going to be I magnetically pull the sword from your hand and it goes directly into my hand and now I'm a god immediately. The rules kind of prevent that. So at most, Magneto can like jack it out of Beta Ray Bill's hand with like a magnetic pull, and it'll just pull to the side of Beta Ray Bill. Won't just zip to the hand. Cool. The disarm action can only be used against handheld weapons, such as swords and guns, or improvised weapons used in similar ways. For example, a character cannot use it to destroy a mounted machine gun, but they could disarm someone attacking with a pistol or sword. Also, it cannot be used against weapons physically attached to the target. That's interesting. So you can't use disarm on Iron Man and take all his armor off or something, which would be kind of clean, not gonna lie, especially since we're talking about Magneto. Like, some of this stuff is weird because I almost feel like Magneto should have like a power that would be like, oh no, I can though, like if I want to do it, I got you, because that's just me. Anyways, it seems like grabbing would be a good idea rather than going straight for the disarm, because the disarm would have trouble. So let's look at elemental grab. Costs 5 focus. The character makes an ego attack against a target's melee defense within 5 spaces times the character's rank. We're gonna ignore distance for this fight. I don't have a map with like minis or anything like that. If the attack is a success, the character grabs the target with their element. On a fantastic success, the target can also be pinned and is pinned for 1 round. Breaking free requires a successful melee check against a target number of 20. So I could use iron pulled from the planet Corbin as Magneto and try and like form the iron around Beta Ray Bill and like trap their limbs and stuff, which you think would make it where the sword's kind of like awkwardly popping out of the iron, right? Like, it would be a weird situation for Beta Ray Bill to be stuck in, is what I'm thinking. Like, it should make it easy to be able to disarm them, which is Magneto's whole plan. So I guess I'm going to do that. So it's an ego attack. So I just need to make an ego roll and then see if I can beat Beta Ray Bill's melee defense. So what is Beta Ray Bill's melee defense? 17. Okay. How big is the ego? Ooh, I got a 8 ego. That's not bad. Let's see if we can get it. 20. Yo. Okay, so 20 definitely beats Beta Ray Bill's 17 melee defense. So Beta Ray Bill gets trapped in a magnetic iron contraption that Magneto builds. I actually like the concept of it being a contraption, because you can be creative. It doesn't just have to be, oh, Magneto pulled iron from the planet Corbin and like shaped it around Beta Ray Bill. Magneto could be like, I'm going to build a thing out of it. I've seen comics where Magneto has reprogrammed something using his magnetic manipulation or whatever. So if he can do like software stuff, I think it'd be interesting for him to do like a hardware thing. So he actually builds a metallic device to hold Beta Ray Bill in place so that he can then try to disarm Beta Ray Bill. Now, with that being said, it's no longer Magneto's turn. Magneto used his turn to do that, and he spent 5 focus, which he has 150 focus. Now he has 145. He's not gonna run out of focus anytime soon. My boy is clear on that. But that is his action. So let's now go over to Beta Ray Bill's turn. And Beta Ray Bill would likely use escape. Let's brush up on that. If the character is grabbed or pinned by another character, they can attempt to break free. They can make a melee check against the grabber's melee defense. If they succeed, they free themselves and can then use the rest of their turn normally. Ooh! Hold up. Magneto has to use a turn to grab, but escaping can be done as a reaction. Wait, as a reaction? Escaping can be done as a reaction. So I was like, Magneto did a thing. Now it's Beta Ray Bill's turn. But to be honest, you think Beta Ray Bill would use that? Well, hold up. Magneto, it says reactions too. Like, Magneto has the ability to do a couple different reactions. Beta Ray Bill, I don't see a reactions number. Is that how it's supposed to be? Like, something about that feels wrong. Does Beta Ray Bill have no reactions? Or do we just need to show a number because it's like, well, hold on, Magneto can do more than one? I don't know. But I mean, clearly, escape is a reaction within Beta Ray Bill's move list. I think the argument is that Beta Ray Bill maybe can do one of those. Okay, so we're just gonna follow normal escape rules, but I will say this is a reaction. He's reacting to, because why wouldn't you? You're not just gonna stand there and let the metal stuff just get all over you or whatever. Okay, so they can attempt to break free. They make a melee check against the grabber's melee defense. If they succeed, works the same way if a character tries to free someone else. I didn't know you could use it to free someone else, but that makes sense. Character can also free themselves or someone else from being pinned or paralyzed by something physical. Narrator sets the target number for such attempts. Common target numbers include 20 for webbing or chains, 16 for ropes. Oh, that's right. We're being contained by iron, so the melee defense thing doesn't work, because Magneto's not grabbing Beta Ray Bill. Like, with his hands, he's using the metal machine that he built to trap Beta Ray Bill so he can grab the Twilight Sword. So with that being said, I guess it would be a target number of like 20, to be honest, because of the fact that you're being ensnared straight up by like a metal device. Like, if chains are 20, then this would be 22. So let's do a melee check. And hold on a second. I should be doing non-combat rules for these. You're not busting heads. You're just trying to do an escape check. Like earlier when I did the ego thing, for the grab, was it supposed to be an attack? I did an attack thing. I think it probably was supposed to be like a non-combat thing. Oh, wait. No. Remember, I used elemental grab. Yeah, it was supposed to be an attack. Okay, just making sure I'm doing the right thing. So for this one, it's not an attack. This is just like an escape. So you just do a melee check, not a melee attack check. Just trying to check myself for the solo play. 22. Okay, Beta Ray Bill said, "Bop, you thought, Magneto, not today." So he burst out, the Twilight Sword flaming in his hand. He's ready to go ham. And remember, if you successfully escape, you go about your turn as normal, which means Beta Ray Bill can now throw hands. But what exactly do we want to do when it comes to like an attack? Because we want to take down Magneto. Beta Ray Bill has 240 health. Magneto only has like 90 health. But he also has, I don't see damage reduction right here. My brain is like, is Magneto gonna get hit and just like die? Like, is he not ready to fight Beta Ray Bill? They're similar ranks, so I feel like this could be like a real fight. Like they could like go for a while. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know now. My confidence is wavering actually. Um, it seems like Magneto has defensive things that he can do, like create elemental barriers. But those are standard actions. That is not a like, oh, you're going to hit me, let me summon a barrier. Like, nope. Nope, you're just getting hit. I am thinking, whoa, 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 whoa. That's a teleporting? Magneto can teleport? What? What? Why? What? I'm so thrown by that. That's crazy as hell. So I could have, for my Magneto turn, been like, I teleport behind him, and then I try to snatch the sword. Something to think about. Something to think about. Anyways, Beta Ray Bill could just hit him. Just hit him with the Twilight Sword or whatever. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. I'm just like, does he have a cool power, or would it be worth it? Maybe try and do something more than just hit him. Clobber is just beat his ass. So that would be a close attack. That would kind of mean you gotta run up on him and like hit him. I don't know. That feels kind of plain. You'd think with the Twilight Sword you could do some really crazy stuff. But all it does is add an elemental fire effect. I don't remember what that does. I don't remember what it means to have the elemental fire effect. So my brain was like, oh no, how do I even like apply that? Let me open up a new tab so that we can look at the elemental fire effect stuff. Just so that we add that in. What if we hit him and the amount of damage isn't even that crazy, but then the fire effect like burns the rest of his health or whatever? Like it could go really hard. See, this is like elemental barrage or whatever. I don't want to know what like the fire powers do. I want like the game book. Oh, I'm reading through the book. Oh, I see, this is the part that explains what the different elements do. Basic powers. Okay. So basic power. Scroll. Why did I go to basic powers? Like as if that would be the thing that would explain it. Power sets, elemental control. Here we go. Fire. Sets a target ablaze. I don't know what that means. Like these other things, they're like, ablaze is just like a special term. So here's what I'll do. Okay, ablaze game element. I think this is what we want. What? Why did it seem like it showed me exactly what I wanted? Yeah. If you click it, does it just take you back to the rule book? I think I know where I need to be. I need to go back to the game guide, and then from within the game guide, I need to go to like the glossary or something. Whoever's watching this is probably super bored. They're probably like, oh my gosh, this guy. He doesn't know how to play the game. Why is he playing it by himself, loser? Let's see. Dun 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 dun. Okay. A blaze right here. The character's on fire, they lose 5 health at the end of each of their turns until the fire is put out. An agility check against a target number of 10 can put the fire out. Okay, cool. So I guess Beta Ray Bill is just gonna hit him with the sword. I feel like that makes sense. Like, that sounds fine to me. Hit him with the sword. Well, let's smash. Can I smash with the sword? Is that the way to go? Makes a close attack with edge. Ooh, with edge? And I got the Twilight Sword? For this attack, add +1 to the character's melee damage bonus for every 2 points of focus they spend. Ah. Beta Ray Bill's not having to fight anybody else. Why hold back? Beta Ray Bill could be like, I'm gonna spend everything. Like, you could put your all into this massive smash Twilight Sword thing. He's swinging with like the flaming sword of Surtur. The Twilight Sword just puts in like 145 focus. Just cocoon. And it says, on a success, an affected target takes that total damage. On a fantastic success, an affected target takes double that total damage and is stunned. My gosh. So add +1 to the character's melee damage for every 2 points of focus spent. So if you spend 100 and... Oh, wait, I'm not Magneto. I was about to say, I was like, I could do so much with this. If I drop myself down to like 5 focus, I think 5 is the minimum focus you can have. Because there's a thing in this game where if your focus gets too low, you essentially become like brain dead or whatever. A character cannot spend more focus than 5 times their rank at once. Okay, hold up. No more than 5 times my rank at once. 5 times 5. So I can't spend more than 25. I could put 25 into it right now and be like, boom, hit with like a huge thing. That would be 5 extra damage. No, it wouldn't. It's not for every 5. +1 damage for every 2 spent. So +12 to the total. And you do it with edge, right? +12 with edge. If I spend 25. Okay, yeah. +12 with edge. So now I just gotta subtract 25, which will drop me down to 65. And it's a melee attack with edge. Oh, when I did the ego thing earlier with Magneto, because it's an attack, I should have used this. I just used this. Like, this was a non-combat check. So hold on, if I had used this, we might need to run back a little bit. If I had used this for the magnetic grapple, enter damage reduction. Damage reduction. How much damage reduction do you have, Beta Ray Bill? He has -2. Cool. Roll. It would have been worse. It's worse? He got a booty roll. It's a terrible roll. Okay, so Beta Ray Bill would have been free anyways. Didn't matter, I guess. Boop, 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 boop. But we're about to swing with this melee attack, and we're gonna add +12. And we roll with edge, which means we take the higher roll. Oh, enter damage reduction, right? Magneto, you got any damage reduction? Nope, you're gonna die. You got no damage reduction. 24 as our first roll. Remember, we take the higher of the two. 21. Okay, so the 24 plus 12, that's 36. Magneto would take 36 damage. Is there anything you can do to get out of the way? Because dodge is an action, not a reaction. You can't, like, someone swung at you, react, dodge. So 36. Escape is for getting out of, like, a grab. It's not like escape getting hit. Interpose doesn't help. Ram doesn't. Imagine someone's. He's doing this big fire Twilight Sword Hulk smash move on Magneto, and Magneto's reaction is, I'm gonna ram him. I'm gonna ram into the guy as he's Hulk smashing. That should make you take more damage. That's crazy. So I could, if I wanted to, have Magneto run full speed into it. So it's not just Beta Ray Bill coming in with the big sword smash. It's also Magneto, like, flying towards him, like, dun 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 dun, trying to, like, crash and deal damage himself. Goodness. Does that make sense? Like, is that a good idea? The character can now use their reaction to make a close attack against the enemy they moved up to. If the attack is a success, the character takes regular damage from the impact, and the enemy takes double damage. Ooh. So, if Magneto does that, I think it's minimal reward. Like, sure, you'll hit Beta Ray Bill for double damage, but at the end of the day, you are getting hit for like 36. Like, it doesn't matter what Magneto would roll for his attack or whatever. Like, if he did want to ram into it, like, yeah, bring it on or whatever, he is kind of getting wrecked. I'm not going to react with the ram, no matter how hardcore that is. Someone needs to, like, paint that. We're not going to react with the ram, which means we're just going to take that. We take those here, I guess. So subtracting 36, we're going to drop down to 54 health. Goodness. So we lost quite a bit of health with that massive Twilight Sword attack. My current thought process is, we tried to grab him. It did not work. That did not help. Oh, wait. Elemental Spear Iron? Elemental Reinforcement? I do have some reactions. I have some reactions that could potentially save my health. Let's actually read what we can do. I was reading just the right side. He has just special moves and stuff. Which is a better reaction protection? Protection is like a fortress. This is probably the best reaction protection move because it costs like 20 focus to do. And it's a level 4 protection move. Like, yeah, like, this is probably what I'm supposed to use. The character protects themselves with their element. Any attacks against them that do 40 points of damage or less are instantly absorbed and the protection continues. If an attack does more than 40 points of damage, it destroys the protection. Either way, the character remains unharmed. My gosh. So for the low price of 20, I can no diff the whole thing. Like that whole, this is Beta Ray Bill putting all his focus into the attack. I can no sell it if I just drop from 145 down to 125 and still have 90 health. Bro, this fight's about to get super crazy because it's Magneto's turn. And now Magneto knows that even with Beta Ray Bill going all out, Beta Ray Bill probably can't hurt him for real. Like, Beta Ray Bill has to do like the big smash attack stuff if he wants to break through the shield. This shield is crazy. Magneto could do what he did again. Like, he could try to do the, like, bind him thing again and try to take the sword. I'd say just go for the disarm. Go for the disarm with trouble. or whatever. For real. Because because you for real can just keep trying. So I think I am gonna go for disarm again. So we're gonna do a ranged attack on the Twilight Sword. We're going to try to pull the Twilight Sword with our magnetism out of Beta Ray Bill's hand. How dare he try and defeat Magneto, soon to be god of mutants, with the sword of which Magneto wishes to hold claim to. We will make him pay by pulling the sword from his grasp. So we're going to do, they said a ranged attack, so I'm going to say ego, because we're using the magnetism, which is like a psychic thing. Damage reduction, I don't think that applies. We're attacking the sword, not the character. So it's going to have trouble, for one. And then, what's the target number again for this? Okay, let's see. If the attacker wants to disarm someone, if the attack succeeds, the target drops what they're holding. Is it like you attack the person? Because it's like, I'm not attacking them directly, but I don't know how else you would do, like, the defense. You know, other than going off of Beta Ray Bill's own defense, whether or not the thing is, like, knocked out. Because where is the target number? Okay, like, I guess we'll use the target number of Beta Ray Bill's, maybe like agility defense or something. Like, how do you even defend against magnetic pull? It would probably be like a strength thing. I don't think it's like an agile thing. I guess you could say if Magneto like is throwing it and it's like a purple electricity magnetism thing, that it could be agility, like you're darting to the side or something. I kind of get that. So let's say it's like that. So it's a 12 agility defense against Magneto's magnetic attraction to try and pull the Twilight Sword away. So we're doing our attack. Does damage reduction matter if you're not attacking the person? Like, I'm not trying to destroy the sword. We'll factor in Beta Ray Bill's damage reduction just because. Who cares, right? 9? Oh, that's poo-poo. That's poo-poo doo-doo right there. Because a 9 result... Wait a minute. Stop the presses. Jet realizes he's bad at math. There's a difference between the result that you get when you roll a die and the actual, like, damage that's done, or whatever, right? So the damage for the Beta Ray Bill attack from earlier was actually 35 before you even add the 12, which means that Beta Ray Bill, when he did the big Twilight Sword smash thing, did break through Magneto's elemental iron barrier, which means Magneto doesn't actually have that barrier protection, which is not good for him, because Beta Ray Bill broke it. Now, Magneto didn't take damage because all that happens is that the barrier is broken by the attack. So he's still at 90 health, but he did spend 20 focus to essentially no diff one attack. And now, when trying to magnetically pull Beta Ray Bill's Twilight Sword out of his hand, but Beta Ray Bill kind of yeets out of the way of it, Magneto just used up his action. Beta Ray Bill is now going to wind up once again, we're gonna spend 25 more focus. Because that's what we do in this household. And we're gonna go in for the smash. Magneto probably would react with the barrier again. And it's interesting because there's no spillover damage, right? So if Beta Ray Bill goes in again with the smash, and Magneto just goes like, magnetic force field, then he drops to 105 focus. Beta Ray Bill would be at like 40 focus. The problem becomes, I'm going to put him back to 65, because trying to do the smash thing is a very Hulk-minded thing to do. Oh, wait. Because remember, we honestly went with the 24 roll. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Hold on a second. I didn't realize that until just now. So because we used the 24 roll, because remember, Beta Ray Bill had edge because he used smash, the damage, for one, the roll was a fantastic success. So the damage ended up being 124 plus 12. I thought we were doing 36 damage at first, and I was wrong. And then I thought we were doing like 47 damage or whatever, and I was wrong. We were doing 136 damage with that attack. But because of how barriers work in Marvel Multiverse, even if I had known that it was 136 damage, it wouldn't have done anything, because elemental protection just destroy, like if the protection gets destroyed, that's it. But the character's unharmed. That's crazy. Beta Ray Bill would have ended the fight in a single attack with the Twilight Sword if it wasn't for the elemental protection iron. That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. So, how does elemental protection work? It's just that you protect yourself with the element. I could have described that however I wanted. I think I was describing it as like a barrier or like a shield. It could be like he builds a suit of armor. I really like the concept of Magneto being a builder with his magnekinesis or whatever. So I might go with that. The whole concept that it's like he built an armor suit around himself as Beta Ray Bill was coming down with the flaming Twilight Sword, and the Twilight Sword just smashes the armor off of Magneto's body, and he like ragdoll whips backwards or whatever. But then he tries once again to wreck the Twilight Sword out of Beta Ray Bill's hand, but Beta Ray Bill dodges the wave of magnetic energy that was coming to like grab the blade, and his eyes intensify. They like squint real hard as he gets ready to come in to whoop Magneto. The question now becomes, right? Do we just hit him? I'm not gonna go for any more big smash attacks with Beta Ray Bill. Hold on a second. Ablaze. Because we use the Twilight Sword, on a success, the target should be caught on fire. Remember? With like how Ablaze works. So the attack succeeded. Magneto just kind of did a no-diff thing. It's like, oh, you hit my armor, and then my armor broke, but I'm unharmed. But what does that have to do with status effects? Like, I could imagine the armor is burst off and Magneto's like thrown backwards and he's not hurt by the attack. Like the attack itself didn't damage him. But did the fire? Like, because all it takes is for the attack to succeed. Not whether or not it was blocked or whatever, whether it succeeded. So if that's the case, and Big Homie got hit with the attack, then at the end of Magneto's turn, when he like fails to rip the sword out of Homie's hand, he takes 5. You would just take the 5 damage. He's on fire from that. I think that's kind of epic. And it allows for us to have first blood. And for that big attack, that was a huge attack. For it to not do anything, nah, bruh. He's taken some licks from that. 85. He's currently on fire. Has to put the fire out at some point. He probably should have that turn. But you have to do an agility check against a target number of 10. Yeah, he could have easily put the fire out. He's too mad. Remember, this is a Magneto whose psyche is messed up after Xavier's tampering during X-Men 97. So it's like a crazy, like insane Magneto. He's on fire. He doesn't care. All he wants is the Twilight Sword so that he can become the God of Mutants. Okay. We're cooking. I'm digging where this is going so far. We're going to do normal melee attacks. I mean, as normal as they can be. We have the Twilight Sword or whatever. Damage reduction. Homie has no damage reduction. Magneto doesn't. So roll. Gosh. 35 damage. Compared to Magneto's melee defense, which is only 12. And we rolled 17. Like, yeah, we were gonna hit. There's nothing he's gonna do about that. So either he takes an additional 35 or he spins the 20 and just like protects himself again. And this time, if he protected himself, he would actually like absorb the whole thing. He wouldn't be like on fire or something. Well, it's weird to say he wouldn't be on fire. He's on fire. That's plain and simple. You know what? That's crazy, actually. That Beta Ray Bill's sword, if he succeeds, like sets you ablaze. Doesn't it take an action to not be on fire anymore? It takes an ability check to put the fire out. I think you have to take an action to put the fire out. So, like, during a fight, are you really gonna use up your whole turn to, like, stop, drop, and roll or whatever? Because Beta Ray Bill can just keep hitting you. It doesn't cost him anything to do the fire. It's like an automatic effect. That's crazy. That is actually insane. So, yeah. I guess Magneto can use the barrier, so that'll cost another 20. And this time, and it's not a barrier, armor. I like that he builds an armor. So he builds up another like iron armor suit using elements of the planet Corbin or whatever. And he defends himself against this like normal attack. It's not like a smash attack. So there's just Beta Ray Bill swinging the Twilight Sword at him or whatever. It's good that he has the armor on because that'll keep him like relatively safe. I would say now that we're back on Magneto's turn, that he should do that agility check like right now, so that he failed the check. See, that's the other thing. If you spend your turn trying to do the check, you just burn more. Magneto is still on fire, which that's a cool visual. I love the concept of Magneto, like, he's insane, he's literally on fire, and he's wearing this like makeshift suit of iron that he pulled from planet Corbin. And you can even have Beta Ray Bill be mad and be like, I can't believe that you're using my own planet against me. Do you really think that you can wield the power of the planet I protect to take away the power that I use to protect the planet? So Beta Ray Bill is upset. And he's going to need to hit Magneto really hard, actually, to be able to like do a real dent, like to get through this barrier. So we're gonna go for another, just hitting you with the Twilight Sword. We're enraged, though, I will say. Like, we're like, Argh! What does ground shaking stomp do? Would it make sense to use this? The character makes a melee check and compares that against the agility defense of every target within the character's reach. Any targets the attack succeeds against takes half regular damage. This is more of like an area of effect thing. But it could knock them prone. Would it be worth it to knock someone like Magneto prone? like to do the ground shaking stomp. I feel like we want to save our focus for when we do another big like smash thing. Wait, what's focused fury? The character channels their rage into a devastating blow. That's kind of what we did with Smash. Is this better than Smash? The character makes a close attack with an edge. For this attack, add +1 to the character's melee damage bonus for every 2 points of focus they spend. This sounds similar to Smash. On a success, an affected target takes that total damage. On fantastic success, they take double. Suffers from the weapon special effect. Wait a minute. Do. It says suffers from the weapon special effect. Do you not automatically suffer from weapon special effects unless it's a fantastic success? Like, should Beta Ray Bill not set people on fire unless it's a fantastic success? Even so, he did fantastic success the earlier 24 roll. He would set him on fire. But that does mean that if Magneto gets the fire off of him or whatever, that he's good. It's not like every single swing of the sword is gonna burn. That's what I thought. Okay, so I'm glad I read that, so I know not to mess up some more. We're learning the game or whatever. So I guess we go in for normal melee again? Question mark. Just see what happens. 14 piddly. Yeah, it's unless you do. Oh wait, but the damage was 44. Gotta remember to look at the damage. Yeah, it doesn't matter that it was 14. Unless Magneto had a high melee defense, which he doesn't. So yeah, Beta Ray Bill has broken through your armor again, Magneto. Magneto can do the armor thing only so many times. He can do it 4, 5 more times. Because there's a certain amount of focus that you need to keep from breaking or whatever. You can shatter, I think is what it's called. So I want to see how much it takes to shatter somebody. Yeah, shattered. Character's mind is gone. They cannot take any actions and can speak only in short sentences. Take me to shattered, my guy. Many people never recover from such experiences. Dang. Okay. Oh, this is the condition summary. Yay. So how does someone shatter again? Chapter 10 features suggestions for how this can happen. Okay. Shattering characters. A bit easier to come back from. Players can keep control of the character throughout the experience if they like. No. I want to remember, because it's been a minute. I haven't played this a ton. I want to remember how you shatter. Is it just that you spend all your focus? Because I think at a certain period you can't. There's a minimum amount of focus that you have to have or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, edge, trouble, stacking trouble, mixing things up, doing math. Maybe it would be in combat, because we are talking about a combat status effect. Initiative, bonus rounds, taking a turn, reactions, standard actions, attacks, dodge, escape, grab, help, move, reactions, escape, stuff. I still think it's crazy that Magneto can teleport. That's really cool. I should have him teleport at some point. Dealing damage, damage types, knockback, holding back, weapons, additional weapon moves, healing, unconscious, killed, shattered. Dang it, this is where we were. So that's not helpful. Like, what I need to know is is it just if your focus hits 0? Because I think it's like you can't do something that would make your focus hit 0. Like, you can't spend more focus than you have, but you also can't just deplete it. But I want to know what like your minimum amount is. Let's just pretend that the minimum amount is that you have at least one or something. You gotta have at least one focus. So if that's the case, because I was thinking maybe it's 5, and we could play like that. You gotta have at least 5 focus. So if that's the case, Magneto can do his special iron armor thing like 5 more times. Like, he can just keep being like armor up, armor up, armor up, armor up. We'll see. But it's now Magneto's turn, and all Magneto really wants to do is take the sword. If he can take the sword and run, and take the sword and run away, then he can succeed. But the question is, like, and he is crazy. Like, maybe because he's crazed Magneto, he just will, like, keep at it. And that takes focus too, if he wants to do, like, the ego attack thing. We're gonna do it. We're gonna ignore the fire. We're crazy Magneto. Crazy Magneto does not care about fire. So we're going to do the ego attack against melee defense. So we're dropping down to 100 focus. Wait. Elemental grab iron is a melee attack? Ego attack against melee defense. I'm about to say, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ego attack. Roll damage reduction. Beta Ray Bill has -2 damage reduction. Roll. Ah, shit. If only you were just attacking. So they got a 25 for this grab, and it was like a fantastic success. Like, they really did their thing right there. And that definitely beats Beta Ray Bill's melee defense. So Beta Ray Bill has been grabbed, which should make it easier for Magneto to do the disarm. Now, with that being said, because he got a fantastic success and he's using iron should have like an elemental thing that it does. So the question that I have now is, what's the elemental effect of iron again? Also, I gotta hurry up. We got limited time. Iron. Pins target for 1 round. What? We get the pin. Oh, that's crazy. So, because of the fantastic success, we didn't just grab Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill is pinned to the ground by Magneto. Magneto is like, I'm different. He's on fire, pinning Beta Ray Bill to the ground. Again, with like a magnetic contraption. Because my Magneto, he might be crazy, but he's still building with the metal. Always constructing something. Yo, so how do you escape being pinned? It's probably like in the glossary. That's wild. Magneto had to pop off for no reason. Do you understand who you're messing with? Dun 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 dun. Let's see. Pin. The character is grabbed and has trouble on melee and agility checks and cannot move. Goodness, they cannot move and they have trouble on melee and agility checks. Does escape let you get out? Because my brain is like, they didn't say how you get out of it. How do you get out of it? Okay, effect, the character can attempt to escape. Okay, yeah. They're gonna do their escape reaction. Beta Ray Bill is similar to what we did last time. So they can make a melee check against, And remember, they have to beat like the target number of 20. My gosh. And it's just a melee check, it's not a melee attack. And they have trouble on melee checks because they're pinned. Ooh. So take the lower of the two. 25 is good, they would break out. You gotta take the lower. Still breaks out. Beta Ray Bill's very strong. We thought that we got him. We thought we had him pinned for the round. We were like, it's game. Magneto, while he's pinned, take the thing. But no. Beta Ray Bill burst out. Mad. His theme music's playing. Magneto's right in front of him. Now it's 75 health because he's still on fire. My gosh. Just hit him with an attack, Beta Ray Bill. Just go for it. He went for the 23. Magneto. Wait a minute. Did Magneto not make armor? My brain said, hold up. Also, 23, that's not the attack. This is the attack. I have to hit roll. 19. Magneto didn't make armor last turn. Because remember, Magneto started with like 145 or whatever. No, Magneto started with 150. 10 of that has been trying to do like the grab stuff. And then 40 of that was like armor. But his armor has been broken off twice. Because Beta Ray Bill's last big attack, which I can't see anymore, broke it off. I don't think he's protected. And Beta Ray Bill just got up and hit him with the Twilight Sword so hard that it dealt 62 damage. My boy Magneto just dropped from 75 to, I mean, he's going to use it again. Just dropped to 80. Protect yourself. Magneto, don't get caught up with this 62 damage attack. Magneto builds the armor using the metal that Beta Ray Bill broke out of when he was pinned. He pulls that metal to him as Beta Ray Bill comes in with another swing of the Twilight Sword. He defends himself with the armor again. Boom! He gets like knocked away again, and the armor's hit off his body, but he's fine. He didn't take damage. My gosh. Magneto being able to like spam the I make a shield is crazy. I am running like super low on time. I need to like end this fight for real. Magneto is just trying to get the sword, and because he's just trying to get the sword, he's not dealing any damage to Beta Ray Bill. He's not hurting Beta Ray Bill. So this is really the Magneto on the defensive fight. But it is a thing where Beta Ray Bill's hitting you with the sword. If you get the sword and then like teleport, because Beta Ray Bill can't teleport. Beta Ray Bill has like jump or something, which is kind of funny. He doesn't have gliding. Okay, he can glide, I guess. The question is, wait, Beta Ray Bill can teleport? What? Can these people teleport, or are they just listing normal actions? They're driving me crazy. Let's just look at their speed. Okay, Beta Ray Bill has like a run speed of like 6. Magneto has a run speed of 5. Slower, but he can fly. He has a flight speed of 25. Beta Ray Bill has a jump speed of 6. Oh! In a race, if Magneto can get the sword, I'd be fine with saying he can run away. Like, he can run away with the sword, and then it becomes oh no, Magneto has the sword, and now it'll give him godlike power, and he'll become like the god of mutants, and Beta Ray Bill has to deal with the consequences, blah, 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 blah. Like, Magneto's win condition is just to get the sword and run. Beta Ray Bill's win condition is to actually defeat Magneto, like, actually stop this guy. So, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with like that's the motivation. But I also feel like that's what's making it like so slow. Like why everything is like a slow pace thing. Let's see what Magneto can do to actually try and get this Twilight Sword away from Beta Ray Bill. First things first, let's actually go for the agility check to try not to be on fire. They rolled a 14. They just needed to beat a 10. So they're good. Magneto's no longer on fire. But that's kind of their action. I will say talking. I'll allow them to try and just speak. So I'm gonna have Magneto actually. Well, if I'm speaking to persuade, I feel like it's an action. So nah, Magneto used their action, not be on fire. Now they're not on fire. Your boy Beta Ray Bill probably isn't in the mood to talk right now. You'd think Magneto would be the one who's not in the mood to talk right now because he's like insane or whatever. But I do think it would be interesting to have these two characters talk. So I'm going to pause the action to have Beta Ray Bill be like, why are you doing this? I don't even know you for real. I imagine Beta Ray Bill knows of Magneto in a similar light that Magneto may know of Beta Ray Bill. But it's like, I don't really like know you for real. We don't really have a strong personal history. You've come to my home, to my planet, stripping it of its elements, trying to attack me and steal my godly power. But why? Like, why me? Why now? What's going on? Kind of thing. And then Magneto can be like, why me? Why me? That is a question I ask myself all the time. Why my kind? Why are mutants always treated so poorly, despite the fact that we are Homo superior? We possess the X gene. We are beyond humanity. We are beyond the cosmos. We are beyond gods. And if I need to take your Twilight Sword to prove that to everyone, to ensure that no mutant is ever mistreated ever again, then so be it. And Beta Ray Bill can be like, do you really think being a god prevents you from being mistreated, from not being heard? I'm a god, but when I'm in my other form, I am not accepted by even my own people. Being a god does not just equal acceptance. And then Magneto goes, it's interesting. You say that when you're not a god, that you aren't accepted by your own people. It's almost like being a god is exactly what I'm after. And then he goes in for the attack. Because, I just want a little bit of dialogue. People throwing hands, they may not necessarily know why. It's good for them to talk a little bit. Jump it in. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Okay, so plus I think the characters have interesting parallels to one another. Let's see if that ego check would fly. Like if Magneto actually can convince Beta Ray Bill acceptance is linked to power. Like you use your power in order to be accepted. So you understand that power and acceptance are the same thing and that you have what I'm after. Can Magneto convince Beta Ray Bill of that? They got a 22, and Beta Ray Bill's ego defense is a 14. I do think Magneto could sweat, like just talking. Be like, hey, like power and acceptance, at least in this case, are like one and the same. Let me look back over some of Beta Ray Bill's info, because this has to do with the alternate form. So yeah, they have like a regular Corbinite form, and that regular Corbinite form is what allows them to kind of blend in. But is the regular Corbinite form... something that they get because of the Twilight Sword? Well, this down here, God Heritage, via the Twilight Sword. Maybe it's twisted. Like, maybe yeah, it's like he has an extreme appearance. Like, people don't like how he looks. Based on what I read in the history, I think the sword is what allows him to blend in. Let's see. Yeah, the Asgardians accept him as one of their own more so than his fellow Corbinites, who are largely frightened by his monstrous form. Bill can use his sword to disguise himself. Yeah. So Bill does use the sword to disguise himself as a regular Corbinite. So I think he can buy it, actually. And maybe that kind of like shakes Beta Ray Bill. Like, how does it feel to have it thrown in your face that, like, yeah, if you weren't a god, that you wouldn't be accepted. You're only accepted by your people because of the sword that gives you your godly power. And now Magneto is kind of saying, like, I want the same thing. You know, if you have it and you're accepted, why can't I have it and be accepted? And I feel like Beta Ray Bill's response would more or less kind of be like, I've earned this. You know, I fought Thor multiple times. I proved myself to the Asgardians that I am worthy of being a god, and they gave me Stormbreaker. And then I went to Muspelheim, and I fought Surtur, and I earned the Twilight Sword through battle. I proved that being a god is something that I was worthy of, and you claim that you are worthy of it simply because of your genes. You're gonna have to do more than that to show that you are the rightful wielder of the Twilight Sword. So I could see that. So it's not that Beta Ray Bill even disagrees with Magneto's thing, that like becoming a god can allow you to be accepted in situations where otherwise you would not be. But Beta Ray Bill would disagree about like worthiness. Like, you're not worthy simply because you're homo superior. And Beta Ray Bill could even argue like, what is a mutant to a god? Right? Like you're trying to say that you're all that beyond like humanity, beyond the cosmos. And Beta Ray Bill could be like, you're not that guy. You're not, and I'm gonna prove that you're not that guy, like right now. Yeah. Fair. Let's see if he can intimidate with that. Can he intimidate with a you're not that guy? 13 ego? Magneto's ego is too high. His ego is too high. Magneto is like, perhaps I should show you who is that guy. Okay. I like it. Because they stopped to talk for a second. Initiative. Okay, 15. 11. Yeah, Magneto is up to bat once again. It's not like they're getting a health reset or something. We'd be here forever. But Beta Ray Bill is essentially saying, you're gonna have to prove to me that you actually have what it takes to like earn the sword. This is now like a true duel. Before it was like a jumping, more or less. Magneto is just like, give it to me, it's mine. But now that they've talked it out, I feel like Beta Ray Bill would practically respect it as a duel. If Magneto really could beat him, I guess he would be like, you proved that you are worthy and I am not. You've proved that like mutants can be gods, kind of thing, which would be kind of interesting. I've been having Magneto really focus on just like trying to take it from Beta Ray Bill, but it might honestly be worthwhile for him to like actually try to deal damage. They actually try to hurt Beta Ray Bill, like really just fight him. So it costs 5 or more focus for him to do an elemental blast of iron. Ranged attack with edge and enemy in line of sight. For this attack, add +1 to the character's agility damage bonus for every 2 focus they spend. Let's see, and on a fantastic success, an affected target takes double that total damage. So we essentially just do agility attack with edge twice. It's really agility instead of ego. Your powers aren't ego based? Because my brain is like, that's kind of lame. You have a really high ego. Let me double check that. Did it really say that it's like make a ranged attack with edge? Yeah, and it's agility. Boo. Boo. Okay. And it's minimum 5, but we can spend like 25 of it, try and do a big hit. Because Beta Ray Bill does not have all these like, oh, I can summon like an iron suit of armor for protection stuff or whatever. Like we probably could hit him like pretty hard, and it matter. So let's do it. Let's actually go on the offensive. Magneto's gonna fight Beta Ray Bill. He's not just gonna try and like steal the sword and that's the only thing he does. So we're gonna go for the blast, and we can spin 25, and then that'll add +12 to the total number of damage with edge. So let's do agility. Damage reduction is 2 because Beta Ray Bill is strong as fuck. Wow, that is terrible. I'm glad we have edge. Damage reduction 2. That would be a result of 15 agility. Beta Ray Bill's is only 12, so he could try to like dodge out of the way of the like magnetic onslaughts, where he's like blasting all these like iron pieces at Beta Ray Bill, but it wouldn't be enough to get out of the way, so he would get hit, and because the damage is +12, you would deal like 23 damage to Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill has so much health. You look at that and you just go like, ah, man, dude, you didn't really do anything. And Beta Ray Bill has a reaction called Exploit. Costs 5, makes a melee attack against the target's resilience defense score. If the attack is a success, the damage it does ignores health damage reduction. So essentially, as a reaction, Beta Ray Bill could just swing on. He could just swing on Magneto. Like, he can tank 23. He has so much health. So he goes down to 217, which doesn't matter, right? And then he just does a melee attack, because he's Exploit is what the reaction is. Yeah, against target's resilience score. Let's see. So we're gonna do a melee attack. They don't have damage reduction. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Another fantastic roll. And it'd be 124 damage. My goodness. That's not even like a boosted thing where it's like, oh, and we like poured focus into a thing. So Magneto would then kind of have to not just die. Spend a bunch of focus, so down to like 60. You gotta make the armor immediately. The armor breaks, and because it was fantastic, Magneto's on fire again. Magneto can't stop being set on fire. These guys are the same rank, but they are not in the same tier. Which is why Magneto wants the sword, right? Magneto's like trying to become a god. But it really is a like Beta Ray Bill at any time can just kill Magneto. If it wasn't for the fact that Magneto can like keep doing this. I think we're switching back to steal the sword because there's just no way. There's no way outside of steal the sword. And you're running out of focus. You're spending too much focus to do stuff. A matter of fact, we were at 80 before. Did we spin the focus when we did the elemental blast? That was like 25 or whatever. Yeah, if I did an elemental blast that was worth 25, how am I at 80 instead of some weird number? Like an even lower number. I think I maybe didn't do the math. So if I didn't do the math, then we would drop from 80 to 55, and then we had to do the shield. We'd be at like 35 now. You don't have enough focus. You don't have enough focus. You could do the shield maybe one more time. And then after that, Beta Ray Bill just clocks you. And you're on fire now. We need to get back to the you just take the sword. We might even go for the raw disarm. With trouble, though? So that's the thing, you don't want to do it with trouble. Elemental grab. Ego attack against a target's melee defense within 5 spaces. Yeah. Let's go for elemental grab. It only costs 5 focus. So we just drop down to 30. We go for the ego. They do have damage reduction too. Okay. So we rolled a 19 against the melee defense. So we do grab Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill will escape, which I think is just a melee check. Yeah, and then they have to beat like 20. They do. Beta Ray Bill's ability to just say no to the grabs is terrible. Because now Beta Ray Bill can just swing. Just do like a normal swing. 21, which definitely gets past Magneto's melee defense. And then Magneto would get dropped to 10 if they do the armor again. Oh, and also I forgot, Magneto's still on fire, 70. Magneto's turn. Go for the disarm. It's really like the last thing that you have that you can really try to do. Ranged attack with trouble. I think with ego, I think you can do range with ego if you're using your element or whatever. It seems like it's agility. It seems like it is still an agility attack. Why is my ego so high then? Okay. Agility attack. Damage reduction 2. 8. We tried to disarm because it would be with trouble if we're just going for the disarm. So it doesn't beat Beta Ray Bill's defense at all. And then also he takes 5 more damage. 65. Beta Ray Bill just swings like a normal person. Magneto's not dead, but 35 is like the biggest chunk of damage anyone's taken. Magneto's down to 30 health now on his last leg. I think Magneto should start fleeing. Magneto should start running away. My flight speed is like 25. Magneto just books it. If he moves like twice in his turn, then he gets like 50 spaces away. And even if Beta Ray Bill dashes after him, let's say he like does like some jumps, that's 12 spaces, and they can keep bridging the gap. I do think Magneto, despite the fact that he's like insane and crazed and stuff, he just understands that he's beat and he just runs away. I do think this goes to Beta Ray Bill, despite the fact that Beta Ray Bill and Magneto are of similar ranks. Beta Ray Bill is just tougher. He's just that guy. He's like a literal god. Magneto is humbled this day. He's still kind of crazed and insane. He doesn't fully understand what's going on. He's mad that mutant kind is constantly being persecuted. He's stranded on this alien world and he doesn't know how he got there. So he makes like an iron fortress for himself on Beta Ray Bill's planet, far off, away from where he fought Beta Ray Bill. And he tries to recuperate from his battle and plan what he's going to do next. So that's what Magneto's up to. And Beta Ray Bill is proud of the fact that he was able to like stand up for himself and prove that yes, he is worthy of the Twilight Sword. This is his right. And he's like, I know that Magneto's still out there. I know Magneto didn't like leave the planet or something. But Beta Ray Bill is ready for whenever Magneto rears his face again. He's going to take him down. And that's the end. That's the end of the story. I wasn't sure who was going to win at first. But it is neat to see the battle play out and quickly realize that these two are not the same. Beta Ray Bill is definitely just stronger than Magneto by like a considerable degree. I'm sure people will argue that, oh, well, you weren't having Magneto like swing a whole bunch. Magneto should have went on the offensive more. I disagree. I just don't think Magneto actually is up to snuff to be on the offensive more, to be for real with you. He's just not that strong. His best chance probably was stealing the sword. It's just Beta Ray Bill is so strong, Magneto wasn't going to get it. I will say both characters should be left kind of thinking about what happened. Like I said, Magneto's kind of in denial. He doesn't fully understand why he couldn't overwhelm Beta Ray Bill. He's convinced that mutants are superior to the cosmos, so it's like, why couldn't I prove it? What's wrong with me? I am a mutant. I should have succeeded or whatever. And then Beta Ray Bill's takeaway is like, Magneto was really spitting about how being a god in some ways equates to being accepted. Would Beta Ray Bill ever truly be worthy? It's interesting to say worthy. Would he ever truly be humble enough to like relinquish his godly power, like not use the sword, and see if he could be accepted by his people? Stop wearing a mask of a quote-unquote normal form and just be himself. Could he do that? And if he were to do that, would people like Magneto come up from the shadows and then take the sword while he isn't using it? Like, part of it is a responsibility to protect the sword, and part of it is a mask so that he can continue to be accepted by his kind. And that's going to be something that Beta Ray Bill struggles with from this point forward, in the same way Magneto is going to struggle with this from this point forward. Like, if we are mutants and if mutants are better, then why can't we just beat all these guys? I feel like this was like a fairly character-driven battle. I probably could have put in more story, but I was focused on trying to get mechanics working. Let me know if you guys liked this at all. And thank you for watching. The show's your friend, your boy, Jeb Lethwell, logging out. Peace, guys. Chicka-pow.